Dancing to the theme tune for the first stream of the week, if you consider that the week starts on a Monday. Different, if you think different things, what the hey? I'm not the calendar police. I'm not going to assert right or wrong based on what day of the week you think it is. Still playing with having a... See, I do that. It looks like a comb over. Fuck it. Also feels weird having hair on my forehead because I didn't for so long. But, whatever. I'll just deal with it as I may. What do we got? Media assets. QR codes. That seems new. Sounds. Style. No, sorry, my teleprompter, which doesn't work or didn't work last time I tried it anyway. Hello, Madam Butterfly. How are you? Just friggin' StreamYard. Wait, am I logged into Facebook on here? I am. I'm logged in. Okay. I think. What the fuck are you doing, Facebook, you fucking weirdo? What is the Facebook saying to me? Hey, honey, how you doing? What are we doing? I'm just scrolling through to see some things. It was 5 years ago. January 2021, I had my sleep apnea test. I mean, not sleep apnea, the endoscope. I'm glad you're good. So I'm just scrolling. Ah, yes, and it was 6 years ago the last time we had bad bush. So, yeah, we had more dramatic sunrises and sunsets 6 years ago, more so than we did this time. But there we go. I'm distracting myself scrolling through some stuff at the moment. Where are we? 12 years ago. Oh, it's 12 years ago. I did a voiceover from Dave Blumenstein, aka Naked Fella. Gosh darn it. Hello, Kelty. Ira Potts. What's a Potts? And hello, Strictly Sega. I think I'm missing something. It's 5 years ago. I had my colonoscopy, gastroscopy, and that's because I got what turned out to have been a false positive in my bowel cancer screening test. But better to err on the side of caution. I was just seeing it on a Facebook memory. It was 5 years ago. So it's not that long after that I got my CPAP machine. So I've had a CPAP machine for almost 5 years. Thanks, Celtic. This is one of the newest shirts. So I edited the first book movie video today, which honestly probably wouldn't be in the book movie. But the first video exploring the concept. No, Safra, I've not replaced the CPAP machine with a newer model. It's a fucking air pump. I have replaced the hose and nose guard just because, shit builds up in them. And I changed the headgear I wear to hopefully keep my mouth shut while I sleep. And Celtic, I think last week I got one of the magazines, which was not very interesting, and I chucked it. I have no idea. So it's a pump. I don't know. How long does an air pump work? Lasts until it doesn't, I guess. Wait, where's my fucking... Oh man, what have I done? Where's my peeler? I am El Stupido. Is it out in the kitchen? Or did I just drop it on the ground because I'm an idiot? And yes, I bet it was super smoky on the Hume today. You know what? I might go out and look for my cheese slicer I use as a peeler. Oh, I must see. Because like I said, I edited. Did I? Are you saying how? Did I not say hello to you, Strictly Sega? No, I'm not. I'm not planning on making a cocktail vid tonight because I didn't sort of get it myself to get. No, the chat's not on stream. StreamYard. That's why I opened Facebook. I forgot why I opened Facebook. I need to look up StreamYard, the StreamYard community. Why did they take that away? StreamYard community, what is going on? Uh, 10 hours. Stop hoping your Wi-Fi holds up. Sandy Hill. January 6th. Your chats for this community will be deleted after January. Community chats are going away. Okay, sure. Oh. The fuck? Facebook? You fucking suck. Gotta ask them, why did the ability to have all comments appearing on screen go away? Feature, but it seems to have disappeared with no warning. So post that to the StreamYard Facebook group. Okay. Yeah, I just logged in today and the feature's not there. So I just posted a question. All right, enjoy your 4 a.m. start, Celtic. So, you know, it's a whole thing, as they say in the classics. And I don't know why. I was looking to see if it was hiding in any of the other features. It does not seem to be. So it's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. Wait a second, if I go into general, audio avatars, camera, audio, visual effects, recording, hotkeys. Wait, visual effects. Enhance skin appearance. Ooh, that sounds appealing. I have a green screen. No, I don't. Oh, and there's color filters, which I wasn't really aware of, actually. It's not something I've experimented with. Cropped layout, group layout, news layout, screen layout, cinema layout. Okay. No, I am not seeing any option to feature the comments, which is a shame because I got used to that, because I think that is a good and fundamental feature. And I don't know why they would get rid of it, but they appear to have. Cest Levi, I guess. But yeah, that's annoying on a number of fronts. Anyway, give me a second. Well, less than a minute. I'm going to go out and see if my peeler is out in the kitchen, and I don't know why it would be, but it really doesn't seem to be here. Sad face from Saf. Also, but like I said, I did edit the first book video. I'm going to put that on a thumb drive and bring it in here. But one thing at a time. Let me see if I can find the peeler. Oh. Yeah, gin and orange liqueur. All right, that was longer than it should have been. I did find the peeler. It was out there for some foregone reason. And I did start copying the book video to a USB. The transfer rate's really slow for some reason. Hello, Sophie. Would a strawberry daiquiri and ice cream work? I mean, yeah, what are you going to do? Shake it up? Blend it? My take would be, yeah, I think it'd work. Be a creamy dessert drink. You sent a messenger about chat overlay. What? Yes, okay. What they put there, Safa, is exactly how it was working. And that option is no longer here. Hello, Hannah. How are you? Hello, Meta Butterfly. Delete browser extensions. No, it's down with me. Yeah, you notice how, aside from that thing you sent me, it says beta, as in it was a beta feature. I don't know if they decided there was a problem with it, and so they disabled it. But that is how they describe it, is exactly how it was working. It no longer works like that. Hannah, you're working on your crochet project. Swearing at sunflower leaves, that seems like a reasonable thing to be doing, Hannah. You're working on a really complex project. You've got to swear at it a bit. Ugh. Also, I made Mrs. Angry a fluffy duck because I had orange juice from the last orange I used for peels. Safa, as I was saying, I posted a message to the official StreamYard Facebook group saying, hey, why did this go away? And I was aware that it was a beta feature, but it just disappeared without warning. Like, it's probably a glitch. Possibly, not probably, it's possibly a glitch. I have no reason to say it's probably a glitch. Here we go. Just getting some cherries. Because that's the way, I like it. Oh, that one's got a stalk. It's a stalker. Let's put that down. So maybe it becomes like they've added a bunch new features in the last 6 months. It's been reasonably impressive how much they've added, actually. So, you know, let's boot that. So I'm just looking. Came this close to getting my proper laptop back from Dr. Abigail today. Just the stars didn't align. It was like, missed it by that much. It's just the way things go sometimes. I'm not sure how different the experience will be if I get my proper laptop back. Better butterfly. StreamYard's just being a bitch. I mean, maybe. You know, I can still do that. I can highlight the individual comments on screen. But I quite liked having all of them on screen across the multiple platforms. So I am hoping this comes back because it was a basic feature StreamYard really needed when you're multi-streaming. For a laugh, I'm thinking of multi-streaming, do live TikTok, which I assume no one will see it. Because every time I think I actually use TikTok, just can't hold my interest. You get all the people who talk about how they can't stop scrolling on TikTok, and it just hasn't been able to hold my interest. Like, I'll watch YouTube shorts for a while, and they'll occasionally show me different things and be reasonably entertaining, but I don't watch them for long. And oh god, definitely not reels on Facebook. They're the fucking worst. Every time I think, oh look, I'm gonna give it a go, no, it's just like, it's just shit. So yeah, and every time, and because I make short form videos all the time, and I could upload them to TikTok with next to no overhead for me, and I just fucking forget. It's just I don't really care about TikTok. So, better butterfly, you don't like TikTok either? Overrated. Yeah. Some people get really hooked into it, and yeah, just doesn't do it for me. for whatever reason. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Gotta think. Actually, you know what I should do is, like I said, I'm not doing a video tonight, but I should look because I've got quite a long list. Oh, what have I done here? And sometimes Trello just does really fucking weird things that I don't understand. Okay, I made the traveling light. I think I made Norwegian wood, but I have to double check. But I've got a long list of potential cocktails to make for shorts, and I just have to decide one. Oh yes, Laserdisc video. I'm up for it. Let me know when you're ready. I am bang up for the Laserdisc video. Abso-fucking-lutely. Loving the sound of that. Get a bit of stuff happening. Be able to go out and get the book video and share it. It's not uploaded to YouTube, and when I do upload it, it won't be live for 2-3 months. I think I'm going to put it on the Angry Aussie channel too. Hey Justin, how you doing? Yes, exactly, Soph. Need a drink before doing the video. Nice. Hannah had interesting customers. Banking on the fact at least 3 of them are going to make formal complaints. Oh, that does sound like a colourful weekend, Hannah. I already have an idea for the drink I'm going to make myself. Having the last of my bitter clarified cocktail there. Just has a really nice light bitter orange taste. Not sort of Campari kick you in the teeth stuff. Oh God, Justin, you're in an apartment with a car stacker. My young'uns were in an apartment with the car stackers. They didn't have a car, so they never used it. But psychologically, they're quite confronting, those car stackers. Strick's like working like crazy, getting picks done, so you got a selection of titles for the week. Nice. Hannah, so your colourful characters. One wanted to return a kettle that had been opened, had no receipt, just trying to say, we wouldn't do this normally, but we will next time, just so you know what the policy is. Kept cutting you off to the point, literally couldn't even ask her for a rewards card to find a receipt. Then I said I couldn't serve her and have to get someone else. So if your sister's place had a car stacker at school, the driveway was on. Holy shit. Okay, the driveway to the car park where the young'uns used to live was like a sheer fucking drop. You go off the street and you have to go, and it was only one way, and the gate at the bottom open, you get a light telling you the gate's open. You go up, then just like over this hump and then down. And I was always just parking in the visitors' car park. I never used the stacker. Oh my God, Justin, yes, dropping your keys in the gap between the cars. When I was helping Young Was Angry move out of there, I almost did that. I almost dropped my keys down the fucking gap in the car stacker. What a nightmare. So the next customer wanted to return pillows they'd opened and used. You don't refund Open Manchester for the obvious reasons, really. Chef, what did I have for dinner? During my microwave stuff, it was the chicken drumettes. Mrs. Angry always likes it when I have that because she uses the bones for the stock for her soups. And CBD, there was quite a few people about. Not super busy, but quite a few people about. So, Henny, your last one had a sandwich press, which had been used, didn't like the size of, brought a sandwich in a Ziploc to show you why she didn't like it, got mad we don't refund used items. Claimed she didn't use it because she didn't turn it on. It had crumbs in it. Ah. Dang. Yes, I think the only time you're compelled to refund is if the item is broken or not fit for purpose, and deciding you don't like it doesn't always hold up. Two of them took your name and were very grumpy. Well, Hannah, it depends. Yeah, I mean, my understanding of consumer law is, yeah, if you go and use something and it just doesn't work or does not work as advertised, you have grounds for a refund. Outside of that, you got to stay on the good side of people. So, Hannah, you've watched the car stacker move? Yeah, I've also watched the car stackers work, and they're unsettling. Hannah, according to the ACCC, it's the business discretion to decide if it has minor or major fault. Minor faults don't have to be refunded, even if genuine faulty. Well, of course, if the store disagrees with the customer, then the customer, really has to take it up with the ACCC. Don't have it in your policy to say if it's faulty in any way, including if it doesn't last as long as reasonably expected, you refund it. Well, which is a nice positive policy. All right. I'm going to make a drink to get in the right mood to do a video with Charlie about the DVDs, Laserdiscs. Okay, I already had an idea. Trying to use up the really strong Texas single malt. So there's going to be an accent to this. I'm going to do the barrel aged homemade Applejack, which is concentrated apple cider. So an old-fashioned variation, basically. Be a very aptly old-fashioned. Well, kick up the flavors and the proof a notch. The Texas single malt. Yep, that's almost gone. It's going to use it up. You know what? Maybe it probably doesn't need this, but the tiniest bit of sugar syrup, because I got a sweet tooth. And bitters. Which bitters will we use? Is that whiskey bitters? Whiskey bitters. Just do that. See what that's like. Experiment time. So your change of mind policy is basically, if you have a receipt, has to be in resellable condition, can't be perishable or something that would be a hygiene issue, like underpants or Manchester, as you say. Right. Will I change my mind about this? Fuck yeah, that's good. Justin, I see that the Nazi group said it'll disband because of hate speech laws. Safa actually sent me that link on Facebook, I think. What a hoot. The fact that they know they'd be prosecuted. It's like, damn, okay. Oh, yeah, Hannah, the idea of returning underwear, extremely unsettling. Trying to explain it's a hygiene issue, they say haven't worn them. Have to point out, not just they seem trustworthy, you can't take the word for it. Yeah, and that's one of those things. I think you're right. You have to take the angle. This is not about you. It's a default position. It's like venues that have to check someone's age. It's like, I'm not saying you look under 18. We check it for anyone who's under 25. It's not about not trusting you. It's just the default thing we do. Justin, I'd rather the Nazis were underground than overground, because they've been getting way too fucking bold that they can just do their Nazi shit in public with impunity. So no, they usually give up when you say you really can't sell items that may have body fluids or discharge on them. Once you use words like discharge or smegma, do you really use the word smegma? Oh my God. It's like, okay, change of topic. Yeah, that's fucking good, actually. I thought that would be good. My Applejack Old Fashioned beefed up with strong whiskey. Andy, you wouldn't try to return underwear, just wouldn't bother wearing any. That's the ultimate revenge. Oh God, that's a stupid joke. Used to tell, God, like in primary school. There's like these boys pay a girl to like climb up a pole, so that she's got it. She's wearing a dress. She could climb up a pole there underneath it, and they give. And she says, "I don't want to do it anymore," and they'll give her money if she does it. She's doing it, and at some point, like she tells her mum, "Oh yeah, I got $5 because these boys paid me to climb the pole." And her mum says, "You shouldn't do that. They just want to see your underpants." And she says, "Oh, I know. So I didn't wear any." And if you say hygiene reasons, they don't get it. Once you start saying discharge, oof, dang. Safa, you're saying it can't be banned. Well, again, I don't think you can ban a group of people who worship Nazis from gathering together. You can argue whether the laws about banning Nazi symbols or Nazi actions are good laws or enforceable laws or whatnot. But yeah, I look, the lawmakers and the right wingers in the US who go free speech, they do not genuinely believe in free speech. They believe they themselves should be able to do and say anything with no repercussions. I think there's compelling evidence that hate speech actually physically endangers people and emboldens bad, violent people. And so I personally am in favor of hate speech, speech that actively, directly incites hatred and or violence against a particular group should be banned. I have zero time for fucking people who are free speech, free speech. Also, I did love the all caps Hannah. Oh God, what's this doing to me? Finally finished the fucking leaves. Got to stitch them all on and assemble the sides. Then furniture, and then Mouse House is done. What's that? Hey, they don't want free speech; they want their speech. Yeah, yeah. I mean, all the free speech. Uh, the people who call them free speech purists are fucking liars. They're just fucking liars. Because there's definitely speech they want banned and punished. They just don't want their speech banned or punished, no matter how hateful or dangerous it is. Oh yeah, okay, Justin. The fun thing about deliberate disinformation, I mean, like, how do you ban it? I mean, and deliberate's a very subjective and difficult to prove word. Principle, I agree with you. But what do you do when the most powerful people in a country, say, for instance, the United States, the people in the government and the highest seats of power practice disinformation 100 times a day? What do you do then? And you think a lot of them don't believe in what they say? They're shit stirring? Yeah. School bullies who never got over themselves. You never got put on their own ass. Yeah. It's the way you shut down most of the lying hypocrites who say like they're free speech absolutists, like always free speech. And I go, well, that is a very bold pro-pedophile stance you've taken. Let's see how that works out for you. And they go, oh, bro. You literally, your statement about absolutism and free speech, you are defending the rights of pedophiles to preach their right to rape children. If you truly believe in free speech, you believe there should be no repercussions for someone doing that. So, good on you for loudly proclaiming how pro-pedophile you are. And, oh, no, you don't want to do that. So I found something that you don't think should be protected. So all the racism and bigotry and misogyny that you think you should be able to do, that's fine. So you're not a free speech absolutist, you're like, occasionally, humorously, you will find someone who will go like, no, I'll defend someone's right to say that. It's like, cool. Big fan of bullies meeting someone twice their size. It's like when you try to just talk to people about etiquette and common decency and what should they go, oh, how do I know what the rules are? So, well, don't say something to someone on the internet you wouldn't want a guy twice your size saying to you in the prison showers. Does that make it clear enough? But like I say, these people full of shit, basically, and they annoy the bejesus out of me. Justin, hate speech is what these things like Holocaust and 9/11. Well, a lot of psychologists have shown that it's like a scale of things, and hate speech being acceptable. I mean, God, the notorious, relatively recent one was the Rwandan genocide. Guys going on the radio just whipping up people into ethnic hatred and saying like, yeah, kill this other group. And it's fucking wild. Yeah, Hannah, as you say, kindergartners can usually understand if you don't like it done to you, don't do it to someone else. Yeah. the golden rule, as they say. But yeah, another, particularly with American right wingers, where they say, like, no, you should be able to see. Okay, so in Iran, there's a mullah in one of the schools saying to these boys, and says it day in, day out, America is the great Satan. Anything is acceptable to fight them. Martyrs go to paradise, 27 virgins, all this stuff. And the teacher never explicitly gives a kid a bomb and tells him to bomb a particular target. But after years of this indoctrination, the kid straps on a suicide vest and, detonates it in an American shopping mall. Do you think the mullah at this school is innocent? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't think they are. It's like Trump and his cronies, stochastic terrorists. With their words, encourage and embolden others to commit acts of violence. Nice icy water. Now I've got a bit of this soda because I used a bunch of it to make a fluffy duck for Mrs. Angry. But, it's the way it goes. I assume Charlie is off getting stuff for the latest thing. I might go out and get the USB. That has my book video on it, because that will have transferred to the USB. So I'll just quickly go and get that. Now, I have so many USB connected devices on this laptop. I have a USB hub, but when I've jiggled it before, putting the USB drive in, it's dislodged the microphone, so it might go off momentarily. It didn't. Nice. Okay. So we copy that locally. God, that's not going particularly quick. Okay. That's all right. Drinking the blood of a mango. Went off briefly. Yeah, it does it. It's like I jiggle the USB hub and it gets a bit temperamental. But no big drama, which is good. Bit more of mineral water. Nice. All right. I'm going to pull my... So Charlie's still here, so I'm... yeah, okay. My old-fashioned. My barrel-aged old-fashioned. Because that's what we want. Barrel-aged old-fashioned. Just a little one. pour myself a little blanket. Cause I'm working from home tomorrow, so fuck it. You were amazing. We did amazing things. Ooh, okay. So that seems to have transferred. Yeah, it did. Nice. Oh. So I got to make sure Charlie's paying attention though, because he's the producer for this series. I got to get some producer notes. Reasonable. 10 minutes till we're ready for the a Laserdisc video, or 10 minutes till you're ready to watch my first book video? Cleaning yourself up before coming on cam. Well, thank you for basic human decency there. Okay. Both. Well, okay. Tell me when you're because again, I need producer notes. So tell me when you're ready to watch the book video, and I'll do that. Oh, Jesus, Madam Butterfly, that's a really mild burp for me. Looking at some crazy shit. Own a 200-liter of barrel of Tasmanian whiskey for $5,500. Ooh, there've been so many scams about whiskey barrels, though. It's a hell of a thing. I'm going to keep stirring my old-fashioned. I think this is a sophisticated drink to be talking about sophisticated movies. Although, to be fair, when we get to the Laserdiscs, quite often movies aren't necessarily sophisticated. Fuck, that's good. Yum. I think I will make another barrel-aged old-fashioned because they're so fucking good. Huh. It's just the big question. What do I put? I mean, probably whiskey, just because I've got an absolute excess of whiskey. We might look at, are there bottles I want to empty? Something I'll think about late in the week. Because what's in, I think it's like, it's in these barrels. Port, sherry, and wine. And I've got my gin in one because I want a barrel-aged gin. I'm going to taste that party night, I think, and see how that is going. But yeah, making another barrel aged old fashioned. Gotta see what I want to empty. Because I want it to be in the barrel for a couple of weeks. And I feel like I will finish my other bottled old fashioned in a couple of weeks. So I want to back up. The big question is, do I want to do my... I've got to do my latest creation at some point, the J Ward. And I'm extremely tempted to do a barrel aged version. It just means using a fuck ton of yellow chartreuse, which is a little expensive, but doesn't matter if it's a really yummy drink. That's the whole thing right there. Plus, I have found a source for yellow chartreuse, despite the fact it's supposedly a global shortage. I got a guy. Fucking yum. Old fashions are the fucking best. Yum. And my J Ward is basically an old fashioned. The other one I had to make was the overly complicated last word. Wasn't location. I think I wrote this down somewhere, but someone who uses words that are too long, too complicated. Alrighty, strictly speaking, do you want to go straight into making the Laserdisc video recording, or are you interested in seeing my first edit of a book video? I'm okay either way. So I'm not sure how long you intend the Laserdisc video to be. Yeah, I'm not even going to take that out. Okay, see the movie. Okay, I will do it. I just need to... Wait, what? Okay, I've got a problem here with... Oh, this is... What the fuck? The settings, sound. Come on, you fuck speakers. Yeah, why does it keep fucking...
I've been considering where I wanted to take my cocktail channel, and my big idea was to do something long form. I don't...
Okay, so this is only 5 minutes long. Alrighty, so we go. The laptop keeps changing what the output is, so I can't hear the sound. Share screen. This. Do this. I'll turn my mic off so we don't get echo.
without doing
No
anything
sound.
with it.
Okay,
Recently,
fine.
it just occurred to me this is exactly how I want to use the book. I've been considering where I wanted to take my cocktail channel, and my big idea was to do something.
Let me fix this. We'll try again. What are you fucking doing to me, StreamYard? What are we doing? Share screen. Window. There we go. I forgot to share audio.
I want you to come on a journey with me. This will be a journey of me filling this book with my favorite cocktail recipes. My friend Abigail handmade this book for me. The paper is really nice, 75% cotton, 25% wood pulp mix. She hand stitched the pages together, bound it, and 3D printed the embellishments for the cover, including the little cocktail icon. It's taken me a while to do anything with the book. I had always intended to just write cocktail recipes in it, but I had it for more than a year without doing anything with it. But it just occurred to me, this is exactly how I want to use the book. I'd been considering where I wanted to take my cocktail channel, and my big idea was to do something long form, a documentary that's maybe covering the local distilling and cocktail scene, finding out people who know what they're talking about, getting their ideas, what's their inspiration, and in turn, giving me inspiration for more cocktails. That might still happen, but I'm going to start with what's been dubbed the book movie, a movie about the cocktail book. And I will be posting individual videos as standalone videos of making cocktails, but my longer term view is somehow stitching those together into a narrative that becomes a complete picture of a cocktail journey through the pages of this book. I know how this journey is starting, but I don't know how it's going to end, because I do expect, as I work my way through individual videos, how I make the videos and how I enter details into the book is going to evolve and change. I might get friends to contribute. There might be artworks put in here. Anything could happen. But it's time to start, and I know what the first recipe is going to be. As a bit of background, a lot of people who watch my cocktail channel don't necessarily know I had an original channel back in the early days of YouTube that got some degree of notoriety. It was me trying to be funny, doing commentary on news and politics of the day. It was a lot of shouting, and yes, there was a lot of swearing in there as well. I still do low-key live streams on my original channel. I did those during COVID as a way to try to maintain sanity for myself, maybe for a few other people. I still do them because I like doing them, along with hanging out with other people online. I do occasionally hang out with people in real life. One time, a few of us were hanging out at a local distillery called Patient Wolf, and one of the guys there showed us a cocktail that was equal parts whiskey, sloe gin, and topped with soda. I was very surprised how well this worked, and we adopted it as the official cocktail of the live stream and dubbed it a snozzberry fizz. When I say sloe gin, I'm being a little liberal. Technically, sloe gin is a traditional English liqueur. It's made by getting sloe berries, which is the fruit of the blackthorn, steeping them in gin, adding some sugar, and you end up with a liqueur that's usually red, sweet, and usually much lower ABV than standard gin. These days, there's at least hundreds, if not thousands, of gin distillers around the world, and I feel like all of them probably have a fruity gin that is technically not sloe gin. And honestly, in this case, I made this sloe gin myself. Making your own take on sloe gin is pretty straightforward. In my case, I was using a local fruit called lily pilly or ribery to make a syrup. And after I drained off the syrup, I was left with a fruit that was really thoroughly just saturated with sugar. So I put that in gin to get the flavor, the color, and the sweetness. And I adjusted a little bit more syrup to get the taste I wanted. And then I had my own take on sloe gin. I'm using my own creation because Patient Wolf doesn't have a fruity gin in their range at the moment. I still wanted to give them a shout out simply for the inspiration. For the whiskey element, I'm using one of my favorites, Solera whiskey from the Starward distillery. Starward is just up the road from Patient Wolf, so that seemed fitting in this case. Once you have your ingredients, this is a pretty straightforward build in the glass drink. You get a tall glass, fill it with ice, add 45 mils of whiskey, 45 mils of sloe gin, and then top it with soda or the bubbles of your choice. Give that a bit of a stir, and you've got a snozberry fizz. It's a really bright, fun drink. You still get whiskey. It's not drowned out, but the other elements make it something its own, not just a standard whiskey highball. And you know what? Abigail, who made the book, was with me at Patient Wolf when we discovered this recipe. So I think it's only fitting that this is the first recipe that goes into the book. So looking forward to many more. But if you're like me and you thought a 50-50 whiskey slow gin cocktail sounded, you should try it because it's really quite tasty. And I'll be back for many more. Hope you're back too. Until I see you again, I'll say cheers.
Okay, that's the video. So I'm fairly happy with that, how that came out. I think the final version I might have I might have like an ambient soundtrack on it, very quiet back, because I think that just helps with the sound being leveled out if there's some very quiet music in the background. Thank you, Strictly Sega. I appreciate the support. You like the way I do Zed's Heine? I just thought that's not how I always do Zed's, but it's like related to the curse of Zed. Give people something to talk about. So, okay, now. Oh, no, I'm doing the wrong thing. For Charlie, we're going to do a Laserdisc video. That's the link to join, my man. So yeah, that's probably going live at the end of March. Gives me time to start planning. And we can keep having conversations about how to turn it into a long form narrative. Because I like the conversations we've had so far. There he is. Need a hat. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like my hair. It's too.
All right. Do I need a hat? I've got an amazing hat that I got recently.
You don't have a Laserdisc hat.
I don't have a Laserdisc hat, but I have a hat that's so wide brimmed. It's like I'm wearing a Laserdisc on my head.
I used to have a hat, and it had a very, very long brim.
Yeah.
And it would say, "I bet your mine's bigger than yours."
Ah, nice. Now this is it's not a baseball cap, it's an all-round hat, which I specifically got because it was advertised to me on Facebook for people with stupid big heads. But the brim is like out here, and I swear to God, it goes down. I put it on. I am not joking. I can hear an echo under it. My voice sounds different because the brim is. Look, I'll get it. Just before we start, I'll get it.
Okay.
I'll just get it.
Make another drink.
No, I haven't got time.
Well, if he's going to get a hat, if you don't argue, you'll be able to get 3/4 of it done.
You're the nerve in this one.
All righty.
All right, you just do it for a minute, so.
So this is my hat that's so big I actually get echo under here. It's especially made for people with ridiculously big hair. You can do this. I can be the mysterious stranger. No one knows who I am under the wide brim hat.
Give me
But
a look.
I like it.
This.
it's a very
Oh my
summer weight
God,
hat. It's got
yeah.
ventilation things on the side.
That just screams out I'm on holiday.
Yeah, no, this is a holiday on a beach somewhere really sunny hat to keep my very pale skin protected. But
I get sunburn easy too, so I'll probably like it.
yeah. Well, for the ladies, in fact, I was showing Mrs. Angry the site. They make hats that have a hole, like wide brim ones like that, but they have a hole in the back for a ponytail. So if you've got longer hair, you can feed your hair out the hole in the back of the hat, so the hat fits more snugly.
I used to do
So
that
when
with
Mrs.
cats.
Angry saw that, she immediately went, "Yep, I want that. I'm getting that."
I used to
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
with
You
cats.
just use the hole that's above the where it clicks back together. Yeah.
But yeah, wide brim, I don't think I've seen it with.
Yeah, no, this is the first time I've seen a wide brim hat that specifically has a hole in the back for a ponytail to go through.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think I've seen one with the brim hat.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I was just getting it for they have sizes for stupid big heads like mine.
You're watching this cocktail video in the background here, Angry?
Yeah, what are you making back there?
So this is one of those spiral icy poles, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cyclone.
You're blending it.
Right.
Frozen strawberries, fresh strawberries, mango.
Yeah.
So we
I
got
like
mango and
those.
pineapple juice. We got Bacardi rum.
Yeah.
We got fresh strawberries and frozen strawberries.
Nice.
We have one of those cyclone icy poles.
Yes.
And I'm just going to dip out and grab some ice.
Yeah. It's a good combo. If you're still getting the hot evenings. Pretty good. What actually?
I drank the first one in like 12 minutes.
Got to be a little bit careful when they're that tasty.
It's the most Sophiest drink in the whole world.
I like fruit. I like
He loves fruit and sweetness.
I made Mrs. Angry a fluffy duck, which is something she grew up with. It was a Christmas drink in England. So it's Advocaat, which is it's like a custard liqueur, basically. It's Advocaat, gin, orange liqueur, and orange juice, and then you top it with like lemonade.
Sounds up my alley.
Yeah, no, fluffy duck is a good drink, actually.
All right, we're going to mute the microphone because it's going to get extremely noisy, and I don't want to hurt anyone.
Oh, you're going to put the blender on, yeah? Okay.
Okay, just for a minute because I'm going to run a blender.
Oh, geez. I just noticed locally here they've upped all the temperatures predictions for the next week. It's going to be hotter than I like it. I thought it was going to be exactly what I liked, about like 23 to 25. Now the next week, the predictions are tomorrow, 28, then 25, 25, 27, 29, 29, 29. Not, the brutal 40 that we got last week, but not my vibe, basically. That is hotter than I like it. Well, we shall see. I think they're probably going to end up revising those temperatures a couple of times. We'll see what happens in the next week. It's like the fire emergency has finally been toned down here in Victoria. Well, I say finally, it only lasted for a few days. We've had way worse fire emergencies than that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That looks like a treat. That looks like a very special
Looks
drink.
very naughty, doesn't it? Yeah?
Yeah, no, it looks very special.
All right. Let's do this. Ready?
We're ready to go? Okay. All right.
All right. Well,
I got my serious drink ready.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Got my serious drink ready. So
yep. And I have 30 Laserdiscs here. So welcome back, everyone. This is a whole Laserdisc thing. And tonight we're having a look at this week's titles hitting the shop. And it's coming up on Friday. and I'm having a yarn with my friend Angry Aussie. That's why we're calling it "It's a Whole Laserdisc Thing," you know.
It is a
And
whole thing.
usual nonsense and fun. So yeah, let's get into it.
Let's go.
All right. I'm going to pull up the title and see if you know it before I say anything, you know, because I feel like when we're doing this, I talk too much. And I would like to hear your
Well,
opinion more often, you know.
I can talk. What do we got? Oh, that is Waterworld. Okay.
There
Not,
is dry land.
not something I've ever watched beginning to end because it's frankly quite silly. But
Do you have a problem with silly?
yeah, okay, it's silly, not in a good way. Like it silly is fine, but that's not supposed to be a silly movie. It's supposed to be a serious action movie.
Yeah.
I'll give it a lot of leeway because it's got Dennis Hopper turning it up to 11, and
And
I'm
he
always
really
here for it.
does. Yeah. Yeah.
But the whole thing of like Kevin Costner's character is a kind of garbage hero. He's not a good
He's
hero.
so bland in it.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
this stale, has no very lacking personality and any interest. But you're
Yeah.
right. Dennis Hopper steals the show. The special effects are amazing. I mean, it was what a $100 million film, which was a lot of money back in 1996.
Yes.
Unheard of. No other movie had broken that limit.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the stunts were done by people who did stunts for the Mad Max movies.
Oh, okay. I never knew that.
No, probably look that up. I have this
Put a little
feeling that
note
I
up
read
here
that somewhere.
and to see, you know, or we're going to just edit this line out. You know. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Jacob's Ladder?
Yep, correct.
Never actually watched this one. I know the film. I know what it's about. It's got Tim What's his name in the lead role.
Tim Robbins, yeah.
Tim Robbins. Never actually watched this one. I'm very familiar with its existence as a film, though.
Yeah. Really artistic film about flashbacks of Vietnam and the flashbacks taking control of your general day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Very full-on emotional film and
Yeah.
highly recommended if you haven't seen this one.
Very American, small L liberal boomer guilt movie about Vietnam, basically.
Yeah, good way to put it. There's a lot of those too, yeah.
There
Okay,
are.
this one.
The Odd Couple. Is that the original?
Yes.
That is really good. Like, it is surprisingly dark.
I love any movie that has Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon together.
Yeah, they are great.
These two are great on any movie they do.
Yeah.
But they have a like you know those video games, like an RPG video game, when all your armor matches, it multiplies your power attacks. Okay, so when you put these two together, it like they got a 1.5 power attack each, but when you put it together, it's like 4. You know, like it. You know,
combined, they are greater than the sum of their parts.
Thank you. That's what I would. That's a better way to put it. Thank you. What is this stupid gaming thing I'm doing?
No, the gaming analogy was good. Yeah.
But I absolutely anything Walter Matthau I've pretty much seen.
Yes.
A lot of Jack Lemmon movies I've watched, especially because he did so much with Billy Wilder.
Yes.
Anything like the Odd Couple, even the Odd Couple 2 from '98.
Yeah.
Which is why this got released. They were making the Odd Couple 2. And they remastered it into widescreen and stuff like that because there is an original version that came out, I think, as an original like first generation Laserdisc, but they really cleaned this up for modern audiences.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, A Time to Kill, another one I'm aware of, and I don't think I've ever actually sat down and properly
Oh
watched it.
wow! Oh well, okay. So this is aged terribly. Okay, so
That's aged terribly.
when I saw this back in 1995, it actually blew my mind because it was the very first ever movie I saw with surround sound.
Yeah.
And there was this bird that was tweeting when they're outside talking about the court case.
Mhm.
And in the background, just up in the back speaker, you can hear, you know, what the fuck is that? You know, I've never actually witnessed surround sound before in independent speakers.
Yes.
You know, like usually if you hear a bird in the background, it's coming from the front as well. So you're like, it's part of the movie. But the bird being in that back speaker just made me go, what?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's neither here nor there. The movie itself is a extremely high drama, emotional, you know, guilt film, as you were saying before, you know.
It's Hollywood trying to deal with racism in this one.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. The reason why it hasn't aged so well is because there's this big end. No, you know what? No. Mm-mm. I'm gonna
no spoilers.
You watch it. Just go and buy it, watch it, or buy a new copy if you haven't. If you're not a laziest nerd. That ending. The ending though is like really a bit, you know. Okay, have you seen this one?
What's this one?
The Way We Were.
Oh, okay. This is a classic 70s one. And no, I'm aware of this movie and I've not watched it.
I haven't seen this one either. It's
so
Robert Redford.
That's Redford, isn't it?
Robert Redford, yep, and Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
I had all these movies set up for when Robert Redford passed away that I was going to release. And I never got around to it, and they got lost and mixed in with the rest of the disc by accident again. But this one is a Pioneer Special Edition. You see how it's got that kind of marble finishing up the top and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Pioneer did their own kind of Criterion-ish, you know, kind of thing. Yes. And, you know, they did do a wonderful job processing these movies. They look magnificent. I haven't seen this one either.
70s classic.
I gotta say, Barbara Streisand in acting in movies, she's adorable. She's so great. Lovely and friendly. Yeah. Not overly my type of attractiveness, but adorable.
She's an individual. You know
what I mean? Okay. Have you seen this one?
Yes. Okay. That's just no holds barred classic of its time. Just groundbreaking in so many ways. Fantastic movie.
That's it. That's all you're saying. This is not you. Come on.
Just the way it catapulted Arnie. It was just like it was perfect for him. The Austrian who was not very expressive in English. It was the absolute perfect film for him, and it was awesome.
What's your favorite scene?
Oh, just they gave him all the good one-liners. And I think my favorite is probably when he goes to the police station because they're interviewing Sarah Connor. And he says he wants to see Sarah Connor. And the cop says basically like, no, you have to go away. And he just goes, I'll be back. And walks out. And then 5 seconds later, his car smashes through the front of the police station.
Love it.
That was funny. I like that.
Okay, so this is a double feature, right? When I'm selling two discs at the same time.
Okay.
The reason being is because it's two different versions of the same film.
The Star Trek motion picture?
Yeah, the original 1979 movie.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's a very long, slow film directed by Robert Wise, who's an amazing director who did, you know, a lot of the musicals in the 70s and stuff like that. I think he did I think he did Sound of Music, maybe. Hang on, let me have a look.
Look, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the original Star Trek, the motion picture, does not need a long thing because the pacing was just all wrong in that movie. They were just ridiculously long, slow tracking shots of the Enterprise.
It was like watching paint dry for me. And then if it's not good enough, there's another 12 minutes.
That's what I mean. When I saw longer version, I was like, oh my God.
Because 3 hours isn't enough,
Because I did rewatch it not that long ago, and I was just like, because they were so in love with their own special effects and their models, I was watching, go, what are they doing? Why do I have this 5-minute tracking shot of the? We don't need it. Oh my God!
But Star Trek has always been this kind of show that never was in a hurry.
Yeah.
The Star Trek Next Generation, the Deep Space Nine and stuff like that. I'm sure even Dr. Abigail would agree that it's never been one of those shows that needed to be rushed.
Yeah, but that's the difference between the shows and that movie. They were just obsessed with showing off their special effects and their models.
They were.
It didn't serve the narrative at all. And even I remember George Lucas having a not very subtle dig at them, and it was specifically about Return of the Jedi, the stuff he did with Jabba's sail barge. He just said, some movies, they're just obsessed with showing you every tiny detail of their sets and models. He's like, no, I don't even show you a detailed shot of Jabba's sail barge before I blow it up. And it's just like, that's true.
Which is a historic, but in the special feature version he did, though.
You got George. If there's anything George Lucas needs, it's an editor.
Yeah. Okay.
Love that movie. Underrated, I reckon. Dragonheart. Sean Connery
voicing more people need to watch this movie. I 100% agree.
That is a good movie. I think it's underrated, underseen.
Okay, back to Star Trek one more time.
Yeah. The Final Frontier. That is one of my favorite of the Star Trek movies.
Wow.
Possibly just that. Okay, just to make sure I've got it right. That's the one with Christopher Plummer's a Klingon in that, isn't he?
Yep, that's the one. Yep.
Christopher Plummer reciting Shakespeare as he goes into battle as a Klingon. I friggin' love that. And that was a very unsubtle allegory of the United States and the Soviet Union and the fact that we need peace. As much as we have a lot of historical conflict, we need to resolve it and we need peace. Even though both sides have people who say we should keep going and wipe out our opponent. It's Christopher Plummer solved that.
Okay, no, my mistake.
Oh, no, I was thinking of The Undiscovered Country, wasn't I?
That's number 6. Yeah.
I was thinking of The Undiscovered Country. But yeah, okay.
My movie last week, and that's why I got them confused. Yeah. Sorry.
But again, it's fun. The Star Trek movies did get better. The original one is just with the pacing, but they got better.
There's a theory that every odd Star Trek movie is shit, and every even Star Trek movie is good.
Yeah.
And I subscribe to that theory.
My
number 2, Wrath of Khan.
Awesome movie. That's one of the better
Number
ones.
4 is the one where they go back to Earth in the 80s.
That's kind of the one with whale. That's kind of quirky and fun. I don't rate it as highly. I go with Wrath of Khan, The Undiscovered Country, and First Contact, which is the Next Generation one with the Borg.
No. Now you're muddying the waters. You've got to stick to the first 6 films.
Okay, well, in that case, I only really like the Wrath of Khan and the Undiscovered Country.
Wow, okay.
That's my hot
Love it.
take.
I like it. Yeah, no, that is spicy. Okay.
Bill Murray and Scrooged. So one of the many adaptations of A Christmas Carol.
Yep.
And I legit think there's really good stuff in this movie.
So
Bill
we
Murray
did
is
this
great.
one together last year when we were talking about, how
Yes.
we've been doing this as well.
Yeah.
I lined a whole bunch of Christmas movies up before Christmas came along
Yeah.
at the start of December. And this was one of them. And yeah, it is an absolute classic, but it's not one you need to watch during Christmas. Although it's good to have in your arsenal when it comes to Christmas time and having something other than just your usual,
Yeah.
typical
Yeah,
Christmas.
and there are so many adaptations of A Christmas Carol. That is a fun one.
Another good one is The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yes, that is also good.
I really love Michael Caine in that one.
Yeah.
He turns it up to 11 in that.
Yeah. Well, the jokes with the best Muppet movies, Michael Caine, Christmas Carol works because Michael Caine treats the Muppets like they're people.
Like
I
they're
think
actors,
I think it's the Treasure Island one with Tim Curry. Everyone goes, that works because Tim Curry treats himself like a Muppet.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, now here we go. We have original pressings. These are first generation pressings.
Oh my
And
God.
very hard to get because they are, like before George Lucas got his meat hooks in there. These are the same thing you see in the cinema.
This is the holy grail, the not specialized Laserdisc releases of the original trilogy. They're the holy grail for Star Wars.
Well, you think this is good. You know what's really good? I couldn't find number 5.
You have the original Star Wars Laserdisc. Oh my God, Star Wars fans would just kill for that one.
So this is the true blue, legit. Yes. Okay, so when in the 90s, when they got released again, before the special edition came out, they did another release in 1993 and 1994, and they changed Star Wars to A New Hope.
Yes.
So although it's exactly the same movie in the sense it doesn't have those extra scenes, with Jabba the Hutt and stuff like that, and Han shooting, not shooting first and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It does have altered title sequences.
Yeah.
This is 100% the cinema version, and you just can't top it. So
that is the holy grail for Star Wars fans.
Well, for another year anyway, because they are bringing out this again at the cinemas.
I did read they were going to release despecialized versions in 4K or whatever.
Okay, I could go on talking about that forever, but let's move on. Okay.
Oh God, talk about classics. Redford and Newman in the Sting.
Another Redford film that I was talking about before. Yeah.
But I mean, Redford and Newman, that's like, more recently we've had Brad Pitt and George Clooney as team ups. But Redford and Newman were just incredible together.
So they did another movie together called Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. And that was an incredibly well taken on film. Everybody loved it. So the producers went, let's get these two together because these two make magic on screen.
Yeah.
And this is the Sting. And yeah, it's another really, not as good as Butch Cassidy in my opinion.
Yeah.
But definitely a classic.
But yeah, it's a Sting as in it's a con, like Ocean's 11.
It's a hustle. Yeah.
It's a hustle. Yeah.
Do the hustle. Okay.
Wall Street. Greed is good. Man. That's the ultimate 80s movie right there.
Yep. And you know what's funny? I was thinking about this when I was taking its photo, I was doing photos.
Yeah.
This movie has the exact same plot as Cocktail.
They're both very 80s movies.
Yeah, but the same thing happens. He becomes obsessed with money, which is
Yeah.
what happens in Cocktail. He
Yeah.
gets the girl, and then he abandons the girl for money,
Yeah.
or he's more to the point. His peer
Yes.
fucks up and then goes downhill,
Yeah.
right? Which is what happened to Brian Brown on the boat,
Yeah.
and Michael Caine and Michael Douglas. Sorry. Yeah, it's just it's a beat for beat retelling of
Yeah.
Cocktail,
No,
Cocktail.
I got it. Yeah, the older mentor and the young brash wannabe. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got it. Yeah,
quite
no,
funny.
that's spot on.
I just found that weird of such different type of films, but yet they're
But it's the same story. Yeah.
All right. So last year we were doing one with John
John
Travolta,
Travolta.
and we were doing what was called Phenomenon, which is like a
That's a Scientology propaganda phenomenon.
yeah.
But also
this one
Michael.
is like a Christian propaganda film.
Yeah. So Travolta is playing someone who says he's the Archangel Michael who's come to Earth. And that's deep sort of Catholic lore, the Archangel Michael. But again, I feel like this is an underrated Travolta film. I really quite enjoyed this.
I'm going to say 90s Travolta. There's some interesting catalogue. It's an interesting catalogue of films, All right, this one I haven't seen. It's Lucille Ball.
Wow, that's a classic Mame.
Is it Mame? Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was Mummy or something like that.
No, it's
or
Mame.
Mame.
That I also have not seen this, but that is an old school classic. That one.
So yeah, Lucille Ball, B. Arthur, and Bruce Davidson. Yeah. Directed by Gene Sachs. Haven't heard of it, haven't seen it, but hey, it's in the $5 section, and look at it, it's in mint condition. Like there's
that is if you want classic mid 20th century Hollywood, that is an absolute classic.
And Lucille Ball was so big when that came out. She was like, the Arnold Schwarzenegger of the 90s, Okay, next
50s,
up
60s,
we have Mr. Jones.
Oh, I don't think I've watched this. This is a Richard Gere film.
Yeah.
And I'm not the hugest Richard Gere film, and that's like
I never gelled with the guy. I always felt like he's on a slightly different level of plane of thought, like I just never quite connected with the guy.
Yeah. I kind of keep meaning to watch he did Breathless, which was an English language adaptation of the French New Wave film A Bout de Soufflet, which translates as Breathless, apparently. And I watched that. That's a Godard film, Jean-Luc Godard film. And I watched that recently, and that was really interesting. So I am quite interested in seeing Richard Gere in Breathless to see what it's like.
1983 Richard Gere as well.
That's young Richard Gere, yeah.
Yeah. An Officer and a Gentleman has been one I've been meaning to get my head around too, because I've heard lots of good things about that film.
Yeah, I haven't watched that for ages. That I have watched it. It's a good film. It's about a sort of lower class guy who gets into officer training school in the Marines, and the drill sergeant is like, "You'll never measure up. You'll never do it," and so just works him really hard. And it's pretty good. Officer and a Gentleman is worth watching.
I reckon it will eventually. Yeah, I'll get around to it. Okay, My Fellow Americans, another one I haven't seen either.
I have seen this one. It's really quite funny. It's 3 former US presidents. It's in the time of Reagan, so they're clearly kind of making fun of Reagan with this movie.
Well, this is 90s.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can tell
well,
Dan
I mean,
Aykroyd is trying to
it's,
show that cocaine look on his face.
yeah,
You know,
it's post Reagan. They're like clearly making fun of
Yeah.
Reagan.
Okay.
But
yeah.
the line I remember, I think it's Jack Lemmon's character who says like, yeah, I was the only one who was Times Man of the Year, and one of the other ex-presidents said, so was Hitler, and he goes, yeah, but I was twice.
So it's a comedy.
It is a comedy. It is a pretty good comedy.
Like Presidents on the Run or something like that. I think they're
Yeah, it's just really weird. 3 ex-presidents. Oh, one of them might be the current president. I can't remember.
Dan Aykroyd, I think, is. I just did a little quick, like I do, like before I start the videos.
Yeah.
I like to do a little narrative thing before, just to get an idea of what we're talking about. Just so I don't look like a complete idiot, And basically, it looked like there were like presidents that were like hiding out, you know, from getting, Okay, moving on.
Oh, okay. I have not seen this one. This is an interesting one.
I wish I could say that.
Oh, you're not a fan?
I mentioned this because I'm a big John Candy fan and Dan Aykroyd as a kid. So I was like, oh, great, a new John Candy and Dan Aykroyd film, and they're in the same movie. And it's got Chevy Chase, great. But, Dan Aykroyd and she, and look, what happened was Dan Aykroyd directed this one.
Yeah.
And they gave him way too much money to work with.
And he was on way too much cocaine when he was doing it.
He was on way too much cocaine. Yeah. Sums it up perfectly. Yep. Okay. Here's a good comedy.
Gremlins 2. Oh my God, the self-referential stuff in this, all the callbacks to the original Gremlins in this movie cracked me. I love Gremlins, but the callbacks to the original Gremlins in this are just very funny.
I love everything about this film, and because it's a Laserdisc version, the halftime segment that everyone knows, where
when the Gremlins take over,
where Hulk Hogan demands that they
stop.
The film comes back on. That is the genuine version on this. This is not the fake John. Who's the cowboy? John
Wayne.
Well, John Wayne. Yeah, they had a fake John Wayne on the VHS version.
Yes. Yeah, well, they did a different bit for VHS. Do you know there was a novelization of this? The Gremlins actually take over the book at the same time. So they really went with that idea of breaking the fourth wall. Taking over.
And I love that it was during this bit where Christopher Lee is doing his usual scientific speech that's explaining how it all happens and stuff like that. And then suddenly, the reel goes out of whack. And Okay.
Gerard Depardieu trying to break into Hollywood here. Yes.
Yeah, he really pushed it too, didn't he? He was really trying to get into Hollywood a lot. Yeah.
I saw this movie when it came out. Andy McDowell and Gerard Depardieu. If you like rom-coms, this is a good rom-com.
Okay.
It's got more depth than a lot of them.
If you like Pretty Woman, give Green Card a try. I'll be honest,
she's fine.
It's very stereotypical rom-com storyline where they're like, hey, let's get married, and then they fall in love.
Yeah. So
it's like every Hallmark movie ever made. You know?
So the basic story is Gerard Depardieu is French. He's working in a restaurant, and immigration are about to kick him out of the country, and the restaurant owner wants to keep him because he's a great chef, and so they orchestrate a marriage of convenience so he will have a green card. He's married to if he marries a US citizen, he'll get a green card. And then immigration investigates the marriage because they think it's fake. And it's the whole thing about, do they really love each other? It's honestly, if you like rom-coms, it's because the line they said for it was,
Sophie made a good point. It's like Strange Bedfellows, but straight.
yes. The line they used to promote it was a story about two people who got married, met, then fell in love.
Yeah.
If you like rom-coms, it's a good one.
Yeah, it sounds lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We're nearly at the end. Okay, so Grumpier Old Men.
Oh, the sequel to Grumpy Old Men.
Yeah,
where
I
it gets
don't
a bit
have Grumpy Old
sexier
Men number
because
one, but yeah.
it's a bit sexier because they had the older women in this one.
Yeah, Sophia Loren joined this one, where the first
Yes.
one was just Anne Margaret.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second one they had Sophia Loren, and it's a cute one. What's his name? The guy who plays
Mateo and Jack Lemmon again.
Burgess Meredith, right? He was the coach in the Rocky films.
Mickey, rock, he's gonna kill you, rock.
Yeah. So he was also he played Jack Lemmon's dad.
Yeah, because he's even older than them. Yeah.
Yeah, and he kept on saying, aren't you going to slip the salami into the, and made really dirty innuendos. And it was so funny, it was a highlight of the film for me. Burgess Meredith was fantastic. All right, another Bill Murray film.
Oh my God, that might be Bill Murray's high point, Groundhog Day. Honestly,
yeah, we were talking about this another video a while ago as well. You and I were talking about what could be like his greatest films if you took away Ghostbusters. What would he be remembered for?
Because Ghostbusters was ensemble.
This
is a Bill Murray film. This might be the best Bill Murray film.
And there's What About Bob as well, I thought was another one, but you're not a big fan of that one yourself, I remember.
It's okay, but it didn't have the impact of Groundhog Day.
Okay, I don't know if you've seen this one.
Great lead-in. Excellent lead-in.
No, everybody's seen this.
Everybody has seen this movie.
Look at this presentation, right? Like this is the laziness that knows what it is and cares about it. And the disco in there.
Yeah,
and, it's a beautiful presentation and it's a great disc, and this is in mint condition.
Yeah. And that was basically bringing Sam Neill to international audiences. That was huge for Sam Neill.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So you could tell the fact they cast Sam Neill in that lead role, they weren't really sure that was going to be a hit.
Oh, surely they knew it was going to be a hit. They spent a fortune on me.
But there weren't big names. None of the actors were absolute A-list names.
Yeah, no, but like there's a Spielberg we're talking about. Spielberg didn't always put the A-list names.
It's true.
It's big features. Like if you go rewind back before then, E.T., not one big name in it.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. That's Spielberg knowing how to cast people. You're right.
Yeah. Close Encounters did. And 1942 definitely had. But that was all about the big names.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Get Your Back to Mars
film. Although this was one of the ones that aggravated me, the trailer for this, and I'm also showing my age because I'm old enough to have seen this in the cinema and seen the trailers. There was in this phase where the trailers would actually show you how the film ended. And I watched the trailer of it and I went, I just know you just showed me the end of the movie. What the hell? Why did you show me the end of the movie? What's wrong with you? But the whole thing with Sharon Stone and the memories and the false memories and that it's great. It's a great film.
Oh yeah, absolutely, so much fun. And
Yeah.
was it a dream or was it real?
Well, that's the whole thing that his character, I forget what his character's name is, but when he
Quaid.
eventually finds out who he is a piece of shit. He's but because they wiped his mind, he doesn't remember all these motivations for being a piece of shit. So he just goes, to hell with that guy. I hate that guy. I'm not going to be that guy.
Mm.
It's a great film.
The big tell that everyone that movie nerds discuss is that movies usually fade to black, but Total Recall faded to white, which goes to show that it's when you wake up out of a dream, it's fade to white.
That's people huffing their own farts, basically.
Mm.
That's not.
And one of my favorite songs quoted that film when Quaid, the Arnold Schwarzenegger character, gets his mind read by that little monster inside the tummy named
Quato.
He uses this line, "Open your mind. Open your mind." And that got sampled and moved into a song, which is a great techno track.
Yeah.
Taking Care of Business.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a James Belushi film.
And Charles Grodin.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever watched this beginning to end.
This is one of those films that I saw when it was when you went to the video shop and there's a new release section.
Yes.
And they got all these movies in the new release and you're like, oh, what's that? And I saw this and I was like, oh, what's that? And I didn't hire it. And I feel like I might have missed something good. I don't know. It looks kind of fun. But then again, Jim Belushi. When has something Jim Belushi done and been good?
I am a Grodin fan, so I think Grodin could maybe carry Jim Belushi, but
maybe.
I think I've seen bits of that. I don't think I've ever watched it beginning to end.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of K9 either. But speaking of K9,
Turner and Hooch, which again, I don't think I've ever sat down and watched this beginning to end, but this is young Tom Hanks at his peak. Turner and Hooch is nowhere near his biggest
pretty
film.
much like the last of the films he did before Philadelphia.
Yeah.
When he changed gears and became like a serious
from comedic to serious, yeah.
And there are scenes in this where you can really see Tom Hanks pulling out some
look, I'm old enough to remember Tom Hanks's breakthrough, the TV sitcom where he and another guy played these guys who were trying to get accommodation at a university, and the only accommodation was in a women's only dormitory. So they were cross-dressing. They were being women just so they could get this accommodation. I forget what the show was called, but that was Tom Hanks's breakthrough as a TV sitcom where he was cross-dressing the whole time.
Sounds like something worth avoiding. Speaking of something else worth avoiding,
I'm going to go with maybe didn't age well. Speaking of didn't age well, anything with Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Again, I've definitely never watched Jungle to Jungle.
I was the age group when this came out to enjoy, because it was 1993 when this came out. Yeah. And I was a bit of a Home Improvements fan at the time.
Yeah. So
I got to admit I did love this film when I was a teenager, but I have a lot of movies. When you're a teenager, you watch it, you go back and watch it again. You're like, I still love this movie, like Flight of the Navigator. But then there's movies like this, and The Cable Guy and stuff like that, where you just watch it again and go,
comedies often don't age well. Yeah. Some do. Some classic comedies age really well, but a lot of them don't.
Third last disc, which is good because we're rounding out on the time. This is the
my god, all-time classic.
So I'm doing a Criterion Collection disc each week for the next month or two. And
a
this is
Criterion Laserdisc
Criterion.
of Wizard of Oz.
And one thing I love about Criterion is when you open them up, they always have the most beautiful artwork.
I mean, if you're a Laserdisc aficionado and you don't have this in your collection, a Criterion edition of Wizard of Oz, you gotta have that. Oh my god!
Or the box set. The box set is incredible. I've got that. That's the one I've got in my collection instead of this. That puts this to shame. I'll be honest with you.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
The Criterion collection is amazing, and it's always great having a Criterion disc.
Yeah.
This has, audio commentary and stuff like that, just like, most Criterion discs do. But just compared to the box set, you had, physical features that came with it, books and lobby cards and stuff like that. That just, Okay. Second last disc.
Yes.
I've never seen this one, but I remember Mum reading the book.
Oh, I think I have watched this. Russia House. Sean Connery and Michelle Pfeiffer. Not super memorable is what I'm going to say about it.
And it's also Roy Schneider is the one that stood out when I looked at the back cover.
Oh, I'm a Roy Scheider fan. I like him.
I like him a lot too. I got to tell you,
I'm a Roy Scheider fan. Yeah.
There's some movies in it that I just see really shines.
Yeah.
Okay, Lucky Last.
Lucky Last. What do we got? Nixon. Okay. Anthony Hopkins playing Nixon. Again, I don't think I've watched this beginning to end. I think I've seen bits of it, but again, it's Anthony Hopkins doing Hamlet. he's like,
wow, okay, yeah.
I love it. There's a couple of movies that Anthony Hopkins has done, and because Anthony Hopkins did so much stage work, so much Shakespeare, it's just like Anthony Hopkins going, I'm turning it up to 11 on this. This is all my Shakespeare coming out here, and I am just doing it.
Nixon was actually one of the first movies I ever watched on Laserdisc.
Oh,
yeah. Oddly enough, right?
Yeah.
And it was funny because the first movie I ever watched was Glory, which is the famous one with Denzel Washington.
With very young Denzel Washington and Matthew Broderick.
And the dude with the freckles, Morgan Freeman.
And Carrie Ellis is in it.
Great film. And then I watched Nixon, and also had The Sum of Us. And I was on this run of just sensational film after sensational film.
Yeah.
And it made me realize, geez, there's so many movies that just get kind of buried in time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what started my passion onto Laserdiscs, because, so many things. Yeah. But another thing was, and it was just by massive coincidence, a lot of the films that I got into also had tons of supplemental material.
I love extra features.
Yeah, right. Me too. Yeah, and it got me to the. It was a wrong path to go down, because I started expecting it in all movies, and like 10% of Laserdiscs have supplement material. Not that. No, it's not a common thing. It does happen, but it's not like most movies are just the movie and that's it.
Yeah.
Not even trailers and stuff. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed having a look at the 30 discs for this week.
There were some great movies in there.
A lot of stuff we haven't seen, hey?
There was a lot of stuff I've never sat down and watched beginning to end, but I was familiar with the existence of all of those films.
Yeah, there's a lot of well-known titles, that's for sure. Russia House, Taking Care of Business, and stuff like that. They're all movies that I've seen around, but never actually just parked my butt down and watched. And I think it's not like they're necessarily bad. It's just they get kind of forgotten about because you might put it off, and
there's
then
just so many movies
that come out. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, thank you for joining me again, Angry Aussie. I really appreciate
Oh, that was great. I love those.
geeking out over the movies with you and stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Hell yes, I'm down
Yeah.
for it.
I love it. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everyone.
Enjoy the sale on Friday.
Hell yes,
right,
those are some great movies. Yeah.
Well, good timing too, because I just got like 40 seconds over your standard time, so I'm happy with that.
Okay, so Abigail had jumped out because I wasn't. Sorry, Abigail. Yeah, no, I wasn't responding to chat because we're talking about things. It was a dream based on a book. Yeah. Has Soph run out of drink?
That's one of the curses that you've put onto me now, right? Is
Yeah.
now I'm the drink expert in the house. I have to always be the one to make her drink instead of
Plus, not to mention you're the man of the house.
Yeah.
Woman.
Yeah, well, like earlier, like I said, I made a fluffy duck for Mrs. Angry. So
See, Angry makes Mrs. Angry drinks.
Yes.
When she's in the mood. Yeah, no, we have to get Soph a cocktail now.
Alrighty, well, I'm going to get off the stream, and thank you again very much. I'm going to sit there and have a good old editing session tonight.
Do an edit. Also, I'm glad you liked the... Oh, Abigail, did you see the book video? I edited the first video doing a recipe in the cocktail book and shared it tonight. Did you happen to see that? I don't know if you saw that. But that's done.
Can you play it a second time?
Sorry?
Can you play it a second time?
I can, if Abigail is interested.
I'm sure the gang won't mind sitting through it a second time.
Yeah. But I'm just oh no, it's not. It won't be live on YouTube. Look. I'll do it now.
I'm hanging up. I'll see you.
I'll see you
on Friday.
Just before I go to bed, I will look. I'll share this and do this. Take it back to the start. Because you do get multiple shout outs in this, Abigail.
I want you to come on a journey with me. This will be a journey of me filling this book with my favorite cocktail recipes. My friend Abigail handmade this book for me. The paper is really nice, 75% cotton, 25% wood pulp mix. She hand stitched the pages together, bound it, and 3D printed the embellishments for the cover, including the little cocktail icon. It's taken me a while to do anything with the book. I had always intended to just write cocktail recipes in it, but I had it for more than a year without doing anything with it. But it just occurred to me, this is exactly how I want to use the book. I'd been considering where I wanted to take my cocktail channel, and my big idea was to do something long form, a documentary that's maybe covering the local distilling and cocktail scene, finding out people who know what they're talking about, getting their ideas, what's their inspiration, and in turn, giving me inspiration for more cocktails. That might still happen, but I'm going to start with what's been dubbed the book movie, a movie about the cocktail book. And I will be posting individual videos as standalone videos of making cocktails, but my longer term view is somehow stitching those together into a narrative that becomes a complete picture of a cocktail journey through the pages of this book. I know how this journey is starting, but I don't know how it's going to end, because I do expect, as I work my way through individual videos, how I make the videos and how I enter details into the book is going to evolve and change. I might get friends to contribute. There might be artworks put in here. Anything could happen. But it's time to start, and I know what the first recipe is going to be. As a bit of background, a lot of people who watch my cocktail channel don't necessarily know I had an original channel back in the early days of YouTube that got some degree of notoriety. It was me trying to be funny, doing commentary on news and politics of the day. It was a lot of shouting, and yes, there was a lot of swearing in there as well. I still do low-key live streams on my original channel. I did those during COVID as a way to try to maintain sanity for myself, maybe for a few other people. I still do them because I like doing them, along with hanging out with other people online. I do occasionally hang out with people in real life. One time, a few of us were hanging out at a local distillery called Patient Wolf, and one of the guys there showed us a cocktail that was equal parts whiskey, sloe gin, and topped with soda. I was very surprised how well this worked, and we adopted it as the official cocktail of the live stream and dubbed it a snozberry fizz. When I say sloe gin, I'm being a little liberal. Technically, sloe gin is a traditional English liqueur. It's made by getting sloe berries, which is the fruit of the blackthorn, steeping them in gin, adding some sugar, and you end up with a liqueur that's usually red, sweet, and usually much lower ABV than standard gin. These days, there's at least hundreds, if not thousands, of gin distillers around the world, and I feel like all of them probably have a fruity gin that is technically not sloe gin. And honestly, in this case, I made this sloe gin myself. Making your own take on sloe gin is pretty straightforward. In my case, I was using a local fruit called lily pilly or riberry to make a syrup. And after I drained off the syrup, I was left with the fruit that was really thoroughly just saturated with sugar. So I put that in gin to get the flavor, the color, and the sweetness. And I adjusted a little bit more syrup to get the taste I wanted. And then I had my own take on sloe gin. I'm using my own creation because Patient Wolf doesn't have a fruity gin in their range at the moment. I still wanted to give them a shout out simply for the inspiration. For the whiskey element, I'm using one of my favorites, Solera whiskey from the Starward distillery. Starward is just up the road from Patient Wolf, so that seemed fitting in this case. Once you have your ingredients, this is a pretty straightforward build in the glass drink. You get a tall glass, fill it with ice, add 45 mils of whiskey, 45 mils of sloe gin, and then top it with soda or the bubbles of your choice. Give that a bit of a stir, and you've got a snozberry fizz. It's a really bright, fun drink. You still get whiskey. It's not drowned out, but the other elements make it something its own, not just a standard whiskey highball. And you know what? Abigail, who made the book, was with me at Patient Wolf when we discovered this recipe. So I think it's only fitting that this is the first recipe that goes into the book. So looking forward to many more. But if you're like me and you thought a 50-50 whiskey sloe gin cocktail sounded, you should try it because it's really quite tasty. I'll be back for many more. Hope you're back too. Until I see you again, I'll say cheers.
So there you go, Drew. Yeah, no, but you gave that to me, not this Christmas past. You gave it to me the Christmas before. So I'd had it for over a year before I did anything with it. So yeah. But that video is not going live till like the end of March. So we'll see what happens there. But I feel pretty good about that. But like I said in the video, the book videos are probably going to develop and change over time, and we'll see what's what. Yeah, that was the Secret Santa year. Yeah. So with that, I am going to go sleepy bobos. So I hope you fine folk all take care, and I will see you another time. But I will say bye for now.
You are totally